Meanwhile, in space...
First Second Communication Officer, Delta Deltoid. Can compute origin over the planet Earth.
See, we need to shields forward if we want to pierce the atmosphere.
Shields forward, we are about to pierce the atmosphere. Second Lieutenant Commander Jake Huxtable Huggingston Stabolson. Set laser shields to fire on fourth quadrants, both 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And 8.
Laser shields firing to 4th and 7th and 8th quadrants.
Boo! 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 Quick, what's the readout on the laser scanner?
Capacitors depleted.
Get the beryllium core. We must maintain elevation above the Earth's atmosphere.
Sir, are you mad?
Yes! I'm mad with spaceship power.
I'm already giving her all she's got.
Oh shit! Somebody's got red lightning. Red lightning on board my spacecraft. This goes against spacecraft code 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Perhaps we should begin our approach, Commander.
Oh shit, it looks like we're going to have to be coming in for a landing on the planet which I deem Earth the Second. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. We're about to teach this planet how to rock. Hi, welcome to the first episode of the Community Council for the Advancement of Hauntology. My name's Cultist of Vertigo, and that's not my real name. It's something else. Your turn.
I'm known as the
Your turn, Lewis.
the unbecoming of the unbeckoning of the unknowing of the unbeckoning of the unreknowing.
No, you're not.
Yeah. I'm Joe Paradox. You may recognize me from absolutely nothing.
And we're Honor of the Dark. That's right. That's a band that you've never heard of before because we haven't recorded any.
Yeah.
But that's okay because maybe we will one of these days. This show is about hauntology. Fascinating, new, completely new idea in music today. It's what the youths think is hip and rad. Or do they? See, that's why we need this show. Now, the word hauntology has about... what are you doing? What do you got your wrist? Oh, right, because you're hip. Right, totally.
Okay.
And that means it would be a type or a style of music or something like this or that. But it's sort of fractured and weird because it's not used enough. And the reason it's not used enough is because everyone has arrived at the same idea from completely different directions that literally almost have nothing to do with each other 90% of the time. So while it is a real thing, it doesn't feel like a real thing if you're just a fan of, say, Ariel Pink and you've never heard of the Bellberry Polly or anything like that. Or if you know Tim and Eric, but you've never heard of Broadcast, the band, or if you like playing those online flash games like I Want to Be the Guy to replicate the feel of an old 80s Nintendo video game that are absolutely impossible to play through the first level, but you've never seen the show Look Around You. It's easy to not know what that is. But once you zoom out a little bit and see the whole picture, it becomes apparent that it actually is something a little bit more coherent, and it's really awesome. And I like it. And that's why we need to make this show, so we can look at it from a larger perspective and say, hey, this is something that's coherent. And we dig out the news of all the stuff and we pass it to you. So you can know what's going on. And so someone else say something.
Well, something. Anyway,
So one of the things you're probably asking yourself is just, what the fuck is hauntology? And that is both an easy and hard question to answer because it has a bajillion and one definitions. Neither of them is if there's two. are 100% right. But we should, I think one thing that we should do is every week when we do the show, because we want this to be a weekly thing, we should have a definition of hauntology for the week. So I've already got mine picked out. Do you have one that you want to say?
Well, let's hear yours first to
Paradox?
make sure it's not the same as mine.
Okay, well, I could always pick different. But the one I was going to go is when Ariel Pink, and if you don't know who that guy is, search that up on YouTube real quick, because
You'll be amazed.
he is the David Bowie of hauntology. When someone asked him to describe his type of music, he's brought up the story of the guy who the movie Memento was based on. And he was talking about that real disorder that they had, where he could only remember things for a short period of time. And he sort of rambled on for a little bit. But his basic idea was that sort of like memory is a dream, I guess, is what he ended up spitting out as words. And what I guess that means is it's just sort of like memory isn't necessarily real, and it's just sort of subjective on its own right. So, memory's a dream, man, And if I was higher than I was right now, that would probably, make more sense as to why that was less of a sentence and more of a couple words put together.
Ideally.
Ideally. Thanks.
This week I favor the definition of hauntology presented in The Mighty Boosh.
Oh yeah.
All the things of the past and the future come together to make something not quite as good as evil.
But really it is.
But really it is, yeah.
Elements of the past and the future coming together to make something not quite as good. That's
Yeah.
good. So, what can you expect from this show? Well, lots of stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to dig up things from a hauntology TV show or a song or musical performing type of guy or any of the other things that would qualify as an art that is able to use a hauntology style. We're going to dig that up and we're going to, even if it's not explicitly labeled as hauntology, if it has that same sort of haunting aesthetic to it, then we're going to pay attention to it, and you're going to hear about it. So if you're a big fan of any one of these things individually, and you're really like, man, I love that nostalgic feel that the Go Team has in all their songs, and you're like, I wish I could hear more stuff like that. Well, this is what you need to pay attention to, because we're going to tell you. And that's the entire reason we're doing this. And it's a lot of hard and irritating work to try and get all this shit together, because some of these people are notoriously hard to understand and get information on. So we're doing this. One really good reason is because we want to do it so other people will pick up on it and then do it themselves. So there will be like a hauntology fanzine or something like that. So we don't have to do this anymore. So
Pretty much.
hopefully this will work. And if basically the thing is, if you put the name on it, then it'll be easier to figure out that one aspect that you like about himself and all this good stuff.
Yep.
That's what we're going for here. So we've got a couple of segments set up. One of them is we're going to have like picks of the week and stuff like that, and we'll talk about a cool new album that came out and cool new bands to watch or something like that. Cool shows to watch out for. Specifically, watch British shows on Adult Swim, and you'll get a lot of that. Mighty Boosh, Tim and Eric, all that crap. Look around you. Start trying to start place. Stuff like that.
No script.
Unscripted.
Unscripted and acoustically inclined.
It's a lot easier in my head. Yeah.
Essentially, the past works along with the future. At least that's what I understand so far. But apparently the definition is going to change tomorrow or next week. Or so we think.
Yes.
So, but yeah, lots of those nostalgic, awesome feelings that give you that nice, happy feeling when you were young. Still kind of work around today now that you're older. You just probably don't recognize it as immediately as you used to. Or maybe you do, who knows. So,
Yeah.
but
Totally.
for starters, I mean, those new Ninja Turtles, man, I mean, they got it going on. They're fighting aliens and flying to other dimensions, which is pretty much the same shit they did back then. They went around other
Save
dimensions.
that for your segment so you have
and
something
fighting
to
all
fucking
that
talk
shit.
about, dude.
Yeah.
What? Another cool thing, you just One thing is that this show may grow more coherent as time goes on and we do more of these, or it may grow even more chaotic. And another thing is that Lewis here is a perfect definition of the person who would need to watch a show like this, because he still doesn't have a clear understanding of what ontology is, but he subconsciously knows what it is and he loves it, which is why, stuff like that.
You don't really have to know what it is. You just have to love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.